All right, we are live. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all of you. Welcome back to the stream. Great to have you all here. I'm going to knock out the normal fun stuff. Let me make sure that everybody can see this. No financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education, informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind. Please go through this, read. That way you know nothing on here is financial advice. It's just a guy with a YouTube channel talking. It's all for educational purposes only. All right. Awesome. You can get rid of that. It's going to be a great stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome. Dave, David, Guido, Caslo, David, again, Caslo Trim. Good to have you here. Thank you all for tuning in. Michaela, Mark, Kevin, Bill, Matt, Moonlight. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it all. A-Dub, Space, good to have you back. I don't remember seeing you the other day. Good to have you back here. Junior, good to have you here. Thank you all so much. All right, so getting into the stream. Today has been pretty good. It's been a pretty wild day, all right? And today I'm going to focus mainly on talking about 3 levels of rise, 3 pushes. It was the last video that I did. We're talking about 3 pushes, and it happened again. It's happened again this week, and this week I was a little bit more prepared for it to happen on a Thursday. But I still didn't hold as long as I maybe should have. NASDAQ was phenomenal. And I jumped in late and I took it as a scalp when it should have been a 5-star opportunity. A++. It should have been a tier 1. Fantastic trading setup. And I didn't hold it. Because I jumped in mighty late. All right. I'm going to show you all what I'm talking about right now. This is going exactly where it should. Let's zoom out. Let's take a look. Why do I think it's reversing? I don't know, to be honest. It doesn't matter. Let's just take a look at some cool little concepts, though. Let's throw up the previous month just to prove the fractal natures of markets. I think it's really, really interesting. I think it's really, really cool. This is the range of, what is this, January? Okay, so this was the range right here. All right, so look, breakout, pullback, push 1, push 2, push 3, consolidate volume above push 3 or on push 3, and break down. W or M in this case, and then it breaks down. All right, so we've had the opening range for the year, January, the entire range of January. Breakout, pullback, push 1, push 2, push 3, consolidate the market. M, peak formation, breaks down, trades back up into the breakout, and is now doing its thing. Kind of looks like a pump and dump, if you ask me. Where did the pump begin? Well, it began down here. Now, am I saying, hey, Cameron said go short? No, absolutely not. Please go back and refer to that, not financial advice. However, I do think it's quite interesting. The fractal nature of markets, I think, is very, very interesting. I think that's, what is that, 3,000 pips away? I don't know. Anyway, so let's go back down to the 15-minute, and we'll look at the pattern that happened on the 15-minute. Let's take a look at what happened Monday. Here's the range. Push 1, push 2, push 3 today. Trap volume above the second push. Reverse the market. Looks kind of similar to what we just talked about a second ago with the opening range for the entire year. All right, looks very similar. Breakout, pullback, push 1, push 2, and then push 3, consolidate above push 2, and reverse back down. So where did I get in? How did I get in? Why did I get in? Well, I came in a bit late, and I saw that it was falling, and I just hopped in. It was falling very, very strong. And I'm going to show you with number levels why I decided where I did to get in. I'm on the wrong thing. Need to be on the right thing. Here we go. Number levels. There we go. So we were about to pass through. Where was it? It was doubles. I think it was double zeros. It might have been down here. Either way, we were about to pass through. No, it was definitely not down there. I need to go back to my number. Here we go. Losing my mind. We were about to pass through double zeros. and I was trying to figure out where to get in, and we passed through double zeros, and it started to break down further, so I hopped in with the idea that if I get in at zeros, and it's a very strong moving market, not looking for them to have any sort of pop-up, I was trying to get down to here or down to here. It was a very quick trade. I took it as a scalp, low risk, because of I wasn't following my normal entry criteria. I should have been up here or in up here, or at least in the pullback over here. That should have been where I entered. This could have been a low-hanging fruit. The little M formation right here would have been the ideal entry to continue that trend. I didn't do that. I kind of just hopped in. Don't really advise on doing that, but I did have a thesis on it traveling through double zeros down to 25 and down to 50 at a minimum. So that's what I did, and I'm going to go and take a look at... I had a request to look at US dollar CAD, so I'll do that now. And I need to zoom out. Not for today. I'm actually going to go and look at the trade that I took. I think it was over here. I can't remember. I think it was on this pair. I can't even remember if I took this trade or not. No, it definitely wasn't that one. I don't even think it was that one. I don't remember where it was. I might have to come back to that one. All right, but let's just go look. All right, so 3 levels of rise. 3 levels of rise, 3 levels of fall. And we'll just... In fact, you know what? I think I might start with gold today. But before I do that, ladies and gentlemen, do me a huge favor. It does help me. It helps the channel. If you could just slide your mouse over real quick, and click that little thumbs up or that like button, it would really help. And I can watch that number jump just a few and make me real happy, and I can continue. Let me take a little sip of water. We'll get into this watch list for tomorrow. Let's see. A-Dub, if you're in the mentorship from now until forever, whenever you get in there, I usually send it to people. I've been sending it to everyone. So if you have it, if you're in the mentorship next week, just ask me about it next week, and I'll make sure that everybody in the class gets it. How to determine if a template is setting up for a U.S. session. We'll talk about it here in a second. Good stuff. All right, so let's go to the 15-minute chart. I'm on gold right now. Yeah, that number jumped up a couple. Just a reminder, and I won't say anything about it for the rest of the stream. If this stream hits 200 likes within this hour period, I'm going to take 2 people out of here and put you all into the group for 2 weeks. For free, of course. A really great learning opportunity, I suppose. And hopefully we hit it. It's kind of a goal. It's been a goal for probably about the past, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now. Trying to hit 200 likes in one stream. I think we can do it. Okay, so let's look at gold. How do you get into the membership? If you all go over to Discord, if you want to join the mentorship, you can go over there. And all the information's over there. Share the video on social media. Boy, if everyone in here, all 84 of you, shared this video right now, I guarantee you it would definitely hit 200 here soon. But that's not really what's important. What's important right now is for you all to get a really good grasp and understanding on what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow on gold. So I'm going to blank out the sessions. I just want to be able to see price. Purple, of course, previous month. Green, previous weeks, and then the gray over here, previous day's high, previous day's low. Let's take a look at the opening range here on gold. We have Monday, and we've got Monday's range. Where's my, there it is. I'm going to put the sessions back up just so I have the days of the week up. We have Monday's range, previous day's high, previous day's low, push 1, push 2, push 3, except it hasn't gone anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label this just like I said, push 1, push 2, push 3. So we got 1, 2, and 3. Now, I've labeled a potential setup. We have 3 days now of long breakout traders in the market. I can put that up there. Okay, good. 3 days, previous day's high. That in itself will give it a bit of a category. Now I need to search. What is market structure doing? Where did today close? Well, there's the open. There's the close. Did not quite close under the open. No big deal. However, we do have a high, a low, a higher high, and now we've came down and made a lower low. So I'm going to mark that as a break in structure. I'm going to put my new low down here. I'm going to put up my my new high up there, which is basically just going to be the previous day's high and the previous day's low for tomorrow. I need my end of day consolidation though, so I'm going to give myself a bit of a range right here to work with to see coming into the New York session tomorrow if kind of what the market has done. It's not a if this or that or blah, blah, blah. It's really just what has the market done in relationship to that high, that low, and then this little consolidation right here. Okay, so I have a bit of a thesis right now. I will tell you it is long or short biased. I'm seeing peak formation low, peak formation high. And we're kind of just trading in the middle. Now, I could come to the screen tomorrow and they just go vertical and it just keeps on going. And so be it. However, we do have a fair bit of space right here for them to fall through. And that's what I'm going to probably look for or look into tomorrow coming to the screen. I'm going to put this into the 3 days previous day's high or 3 days of breakouts spot. Really, I should put it into opening range. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to be looking at this no matter what anyways. We broke the high. That was a quick review on NQ. Moonlight, I'm going back. That was just my trade that I took on the NASDAQ. I promise you I'm going back. Powell is speaking tomorrow. What is that man going to say? Okay, at 10:05. What a strange time. Okay, whatever. Gold is looking like first red day. I would say that it definitely has a bit of the behavior, right? They've traded up, they've traded down, and then they close right in the middle. However, I don't really see not necessarily first red day. I still have a short bias no matter what, but I'm going to just categorize it as I have right here. Of course, Moonlight. Let's see here. I'm glad, Space. I appreciate you pointing out that he is speaking tomorrow. That's going to definitely, certainly going to be important. Is his to downside valid because yesterday was a nice pump day? Yeah, Mark, I'm still looking for the downside. However, the one I would say that if I were to say one thing about this, I don't like that we've traded through the previous month's low and we have a lot of volume trapped down here and now we've came up and hit the previous week's high. I think that we're down very low. Not really a fan of that because it looks like that the move should go back to that area because that's where the channel or where the dump began. Not to say that it will do that, but that's if I had to say one thing about this potential trade setup that I don't like, it would be that. Wiley, good to have you here. Okay, I am going to now go and look at US dollar, Japanese yen. What has happened this week on this pair? We've got Monday's range, very wide range Monday. And I can get this put up here, templated, opening range. And it looks like we came out of the opening range on Wednesday. And then now today it has failed and gone back up into the inside of that. Going back up to the inside of the opening range, unfortunately, is not a trade setup. They hit the previous day's high, so it's not an inside day. I don't see any signal day. Where are we? I don't know. I really don't see anything on this. Breakout pullback, maybe one push. Yeah, Space, it's just a green day. They just closed above the open. 3 days of drop. High of the year. That's interesting. And I do find it interesting that we keep on consolidating above this previous month. I'm wondering, is it going to give it up, or are we just going to continue to consolidate above there? But Space, you're mentioning we're at the high of the year and we're above previous month's high at the high of the year. Seems kind of strange. Kind of seems like maybe this could start month 1 of the 3-month cycle if they were to reverse. I don't know. Seems weird. But we don't know. All I can do right now is I'm going to mark off market structure. In fact, I'm going to go to the 1-hour chart. Did I go to the one? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we had... Ooh, that's nice. Okay, so we had a low. Then we made a lower low. Then we made a high. Now we've made a lower low again. Which is going to confirm really that high right there. Low. All right, and then from this, all I can do is mark off. I'm going to go back to the 15 now. I'm going to mark off this very obvious rectangle. I'm going to mark off the New York session because I think that's where the money is right now. I'm going to mark this off EODC, and I think that if we come to the outside of this at any point, that would be good. And if we come to the outside of this, even better. I don't really have any. I don't have a solid thesis about this. What have we came off the low? How many levels of rise is that? Tell me it's 150. Not quite 150. There's 150 right there. Pretty close though. Okay, I'm gonna leave it just like this. I'm gonna put in this or put this into I suppose pump and dump, because this could be a pump and dump. We've made lower lows. We've pumped it up off the low. That's our first push out of the opening range. Will we get a second? Maybe a third? I don't know. But yeah, I don't really have any valid thesis about this one. Maybe last hit to the high. Let's see here. See, we've got 1 week out of the 1 week out of the month's high, 2 weeks out of the month's high. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that seems like a weird coincidence. Look at this breakout level that failed. The breakout failed, and now we're just resting on that level. Seems like a weird coincidence, but I don't know. This is what I'm talking about right now is way beyond any sort of analysis. For those of you who are new, first off, welcome. If you're just tuning in, please say hello. I feel like I'm a fairly friendly fella. But if you're confused about what kind of analysis I'm doing, the only thing that I'm looking for right now are things called signal days, which you can see over here, the first green day, first red day, 3 days of breakouts. Those are all signal days, inside day. I'm looking for signal days. I'm looking for structure, so market structure to confirm kind of whatever thesis I may or may not have. And I'm looking at the opening range to see weekly template style of setups. This is to do with BTMM. This is to do with just the opening range in general. Stacey Burke's methodology, opening range, weekly template stuff. And then I look at other things like price gaps. Don't confuse that with fair value gap. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm looking at gaps in price to level areas where they usually tend to come back to. I'm looking at breakout levels for where the money is. So breakout levels, inside bar, stops on a daily chart. Basically looking at if there was an inside day and we've triggered one side or the other, I look for them to go back to the other side. So this is really the only things that I'm searching for in my analysis. All this other stuff that I'm talking about is just exactly what I said. It's just extra, okay? So I've got that where it needs to go. Let's go to Euro JPY. I actually took a trade on Euro JPY today as well. I was looking for a short originally, and I think the short thesis is still decent. However, certain time of day, we were currently still making higher highs and higher lows on the 15-minute chart. And I noticed a certain behavior that made me want to take a long. And that is the fact that we had made a higher high, and then they were just trickling on back down, basically dump and pump back down. Push 1, sideways, push 2, sideways, push 3, and then we got an extension of that. So I kind of probably counted these pushes wrong. That was probably breakout, pullback, push 1, and then 2, and then 3. And then also time of day, 9:10. We're in that second hour, which gives me the green light. We've got tweezers down here, down, up, down, 9:10 engulfment. I was on the 1-minute chart. And I actually got in early and got stopped out originally. And I had to re-enter that trade. But you can kind of see the pushes down into that second hour. I was noticing that these candles were very, very aggressive to the downside. And I thought that maybe they had people stuck down here. And I was right. I just got in a little too early. So I took trades down through here, and I added in through this leg. And I was actually able to get out pretty much at the top, which I was looking at that as the high of the session for them to run that. So it wasn't a fantastic trade. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just a scalp. But it was a trade nonetheless. Based off of structure, the fact that we're in an uptrend on the 15-minute chart, we're in an uptrend on most charts, and it had pulled back in 3 pushes into the second hour, and it felt like they were jamming people in down low to go back up. So that was the whole thesis and base of my trade. Now let's look at Euro JPY for tomorrow and see where we're at. Let's look at the opening range first, because that was the first thing that stood out to me, was the fact that Monday was a pretty wide range day. Pretty wide range day. So I'll get that on there. We've came out of the opening range on Wednesday. Way down here. At the vet, watching on my phone. Awesome. Hopefully you're playing it out loud for the world to hear too. George, good to have you here. P, inside. Okay. Thanks for pointing that out. Good stuff. So today was an inside day. So we do have a signal day for today, coming into Friday. New York open is 9:30. That is correct. 8 o'clock begins the New York session, Eastern time, but 9:30 is the equity hour, or the equity market open. Space, first green day. Okay. Y'all are crushing it, I'm telling you. Especially all of you that have been tuning into this live stream now since I started it. Y'all are just crushing it. All right, so what they're talking about, we have a very large dump down outside of the opening range. First off, I want to see how far down from the high of the week are we. This was 260 pips. I think 225 is something like that. Hold on. So we've got 3 levels of drop for sure, minimum. And we've got this dump down from here. High, low. So I think these are going to be my major swing levels, like this. We had an inside day. We'll mark off some internal structure here. High, higher high. Okay, something like this. Made a low, came up, made a high, made a lower low. So this is going to be my end of day consolidation like this. I'm going to leave it like this. End of day consolidation. Being an inside day and also potentially a first green day. Going to be looking for them to either come down here, make a new low, being that it's an inside day, for the move back up from the high or from the low of the week, or for them to go sideways in this end of day consolidation, immediately break out to the upside and begin to trend up towards that high right there. And what I like to do to annotate space is that right there and this right there. That really just annotates, hey, the market has room to fall through either side. Be careful. All right. Let's see. 3 levels of drop, opening range, inside day, first green day. Where are we at? We're at the low of the previous week. That's good. This is that pair that we've got 3 levels of... Okay. I think this is another one that we're way up high. This is another one that we've came out of the opening range of the year, January. January's range. January, December. So this was all January right here. Breakout pullback, push 1, push 2, push 3, and now we've been consolidating above previous month's high for an extended period of time. We had push 1, push 2, push 3, break down. Where did the pump begin? I would say the low of the month. We've got a lot of space to fall through. I don't know if I like the first green day idea. And from here, it even looks like they've slammed it up and then broke back down. I don't know if I like the first green day idea. I don't know if I'd be willing to take a long on this, no matter what it looks like. I'm going to remove that. Nah, I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to also put on here all right, I'm going to give myself a little warning. Be careful going long. We're in level 3 of the year. We're breaking down now back inside of the range out of level 3. So now we're back down into maybe level 2. All right, which means that if we're in level 2, we should start making our way back down towards level 1. And that started all the way down here. Look at this. Look at this. All the way down here. Look at all that space to fall through. They've created a shelf here. There's nothing to hold it up. All right. Inside day, first green day. I'm even going to put a question mark there. Like, hey, is this a thing? Is this real? And I think I'm going to roll with that. I'm going to put this into opening range because I want to keep an eye on this one. If it goes below previous days... No, space. So if it goes below previous day's low on a first green day, that's combined with an inside day. That's okay. That's allowed to happen. If we get a low made after a first green day / inside day, if it's an inside day as well, remember, inside day has characteristics of its own. It might just come right back up like that because it's an inside day. They've triggered in shorts down low. Inside bar traders are in the market, and then boom, they run it back to the other end. All right, so that's all I can really do with that. Let's go on to pound US dollar. Take a look at what they've been doing. I'm going to start off with the opening range for the week, which would have been that right there. Why does that keep oh, it's because I keep clicking the wrong thing. It's just a user error. There we go. All right, we're going to get opening range in here. We had a failed breakout at the high of the week on Tuesday. Broke down. It actually failed at the low of the week as well on the next day. So peak formation high, peak formation low on Wednesday. Something like that, right? Failed breakout, continuation. And that was the first push out of the opening range, something like this. Now we've got our second push. So basically three question mark. Are we going to get our third push? I don't know. We're at the previous week's low. We're at the previous day's low. I think we're at the previous month as well. Yeah, we're at the previous month's low, so we're at the low of the month. Push 1, push 2, push 3, and now we've extended it, which is interesting. So all I can really do is, we don't have any, do we have any signal day? When's the last time at the previous day's high up there? So we've got we've only got 2 days of breakouts in the market right now. So no signal day there. Structure-wise, I've got my low, and I've got my high from up here, but that's all I can really do. How many levels of drop do we have from the high of the week? Where's 150? All right. 3 days of shorts. I'm only seeing two. Space. Seeing this one right here. I'm seeing this one right here. This is a previous day's high break. Ads. Uh-oh. Did I stop? No, I didn't stop it in time, did I? Oh, no, and I've had this thing going this whole time. My apologies. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Does the count reset? Day 2. Hey, so I've stopped looking at 3-day cycle, right? I don't want to teach that stuff to people anymore because it's not that I don't want to teach it. I still think it's a very valuable tool, but I'd rather focus my time and attention on teaching things that I think that people can use and are not going to confuse them as much. I think that the weekly templates and the signal days, especially for people starting out, is far more valuable than using the 3-day cycle. The 3-day cycle usually tends to confuse people and blind them completely to the other aspects of the trading style. 3 pushed out of the opening range. I'm only seeing 1 and 2. I'm not seeing that third yet. So I've got 3 question mark up here. I'm going to put this up into the opening range category because that's all I've got. I don't really have anything else. Tuesday does not count as a day of drop because the previous day's low is down here. And we're still inside of the range. It did not come out of the bottom of that range. Yep, Tuesday was a first red day, yes, and then Wednesday played out. Good stuff, Chad. Okay. I'm going to go on to oil. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So I had space marked off up top. Didn't hit that. Had space marked off down low. Definitely hit that. Did not go any lower, though. So we're trading inside of a pretty decent rectangle right now. I'm going to delete all that. I'm going to delete that. Delete that. I don't need any of this. Let's just do it like this. There we go. Don't need any of that. Now, I am definitely going to annotate that they have created equal highs up here, and then they just left that little gap there. That's mighty strange. Okay, I'm not saying that that's going to get hit. I don't know. However, we have came down, push 1, push 2, and 3 question mark because we have not achieved 3 pushes yet. And we've just built this rectangle. This kind of looks like a pump and dump, to be honest. They've came off the low. They've made it look like, hey, we're going to go back up. And I don't know. They just have not broke to the upside. They haven't done anything yet that would make me believe that this is ready to go back up. So I'm going to put my end of day consolidation. I'm going to mark my space. And I am going to, if there is volume trapped down low, which there very well could be, it would be under this level right here, and you'd be looking for that explosive move back up. But we are up high as well. We're at the previous month's high. We broke down again. This is very interesting. I like this. This big coiling rectangle on oil. Oh, yeah, this is looking good. Let's see. Traded down. See, the open was right here. They traded down and back up. Where's the dump? Where did the dump begin? Push down 1, push down 2, push down 3. That was the beginning of the dump. So that was the high of London. Is where the dump began. Hey, so if you're trying to look at 3 pushes, you're trying to figure out where the dump began, just go look. Where's the most obvious place? Push 1, push 2, push 3. Well, if 3 pushes exhausts a move, and where the 3 pushes begins is usually where the dump begins, or the pump, well, that's where the dump begins. I know that sounds like a really weird way to explain it, but if we have 3 pushes in hindsight, looking at it, wherever that 3 pushes began from is where the dump began. And a lot of times that will get hit. They usually will go back to where that dump began. Not to say this is going back up at all, but it's definitely an idea. Inside day. Nope, we hit the previous day's low down low. Man, y'all are crushing it with talking and stuff in the chat. Appreciate all of you. 89 viewers right now, and we've got, what is that, a little over 100? We got 80 viewers, but 100 likes in the stream. This is fantastic. 100 to go. Maybe today will be the day. First green day. You know, I was looking at that, and I think that I'm going to put it, but I'm going to put a question mark, so I don't want to be contained to only taking a short, because this does look kind of pump and dumpish. Pump, and then maybe dump it down one last time to take out these equal lows. You know, look at all this super great support. We got one hit, two hits. Support, right? There's no way it could go any lower. I appreciate that, AW. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Okay, so I'm going to put this into pump and dump, because that is kind of my idea right now. The market has been going down. We're in a downtrend, and they've pumped it up off the low. Let's see how much they've pumped it up. That's weird. 150 pips. So we have 3 levels of rise right now. We're in consolidation. If in my session they just happen to dump it back down, that would be great. However, if we do get that third push and we're down here at like 9:30 or so, hey, timing is everything. If we're at the extreme of the week, of the day, of the session at 9:30, that says something. All right, that means something. I'm new to the strategy. Welcome. The best way you can learn, go to my playlists. There's one that says start here, and it's all organized by video. Also go to Stacey Burke's channel and watch his start here playlist if you're new. Okay, so looks like the setup on gold. Agreed. Except backwards. Okay, so let's go to US dollar CAD. This is what I had first red day, and yeah, it didn't first red day today. It just went up. But that is interesting, because we have peak formation low, peak formation high, and now we've done this really interesting ascension, and it has not gone vertical yet. They really got people trapped on that candle too. So if I was looking at this and trying to figure out where are people trapped, that candle's obvious. So if I'm trying to think where are they not going to let people out of their positions, if it goes below there, they're probably letting people out. All right, so I can remove this. It's no longer first red day. That's a lot of order flow built up though. Came out of consolidation, breakout, pullback 1. Where are we at? Where's the overall market at? I don't really feel comfortable saying anything about this pair, to be honest. All right, let's go look at the end-of-day consolidation. I'm going to throw that up there, and then I'm just going to call it on this pair, because I don't really see... You know, I've got this really tightly wound channel. I've got my peaks kind of identified. I think that's all I need to really develop some kind of idea. I'm going to leave it just like this, because I've identified that people should be stuck trying to go short off that candle, and they really should be stuck trying to go short even off of that candle right there. So if this is going to go vertical, there's a lot of time between now and New York, so I don't know. We're going to see tomorrow, though. High of the current week. Obviously, I need to probably mark that off. This is a lot of lines. I'm going to delete some of these because this is ridiculous. I don't need all that. Boo. There we go. There we go. There it is. All right. I can roll with this. This is all I need. Annotate that space right there. Put this into... we'll throw that into the squeeze because this is a parabolic pattern, and I don't know what's going to happen. But if this does... Oh, that's cool. How much do they pump off this low? What is this? That's 75 pips right there from the low. Almost perfectly. Not to say that this cannot go vertical. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but I just searching for all the details. I want to have all the information coming into tomorrow. So when I come to the screen tomorrow and I see what the price action looks like, I'll know right off the bat, oh, look, this is what I was thinking. Peaks, channel. What do they do in relation to the channel? What do they do in relation to end-of-day consolidation? And I can make decisions. Late to the party, but glad to join. I'm glad you're here. First screen day. We're at the high of the week. I'm not really willing to say that. Pump and dump, maybe. Ew. Castle, I don't know. I kind of like this channel because that gives me very easy two ideas. Well, it's either going to go vertical and this channel is going to play out, or this is a trap and this is order flow for the move back down. Good enough for me. It only takes one. It only takes one pair to set up properly on the day. All right. First green day. Spent all day long coming back down to the low of the here. Boy, oh boy. They did hit the previous day's high. This really just looks like they have built a phenomenal rectangle, if I'm being honest. They have built a really great box. Monday, I'm sorry, my gosh. It's been a long week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they have built a box. And we have tried to trade through the top of the box. And thumbnail says it all, right? If I had to take a little picture and put them up here, mouse or the little trap up here, and I put my little mouse down here holding the cheese. Is the mouse going to get the cheese, or is this just going to continue to roll over? Let's see. How do they come out of this consolidation? Breakout, pullback, push 1, push 2, push 3. Let's see here. So breakout, pullback, push 1, push 2. Push 3. Down into the low of the week. So we've made a higher high. Failed breakout. Push 1. Push 2. Push 3. Down into the low. Let's look at the opening range. We have low, push 1, push 2. Ooh, we do not have our third push just yet on this pair. Where's my box? There it is. Make sure I annotate that. 1 and 2 and that was rude. And 3. All right, so we do have, I have kind of an idea, kind of a thesis built. You know, just looking at all the information, I'm thinking maybe this is first mouse. They built a very nice rectangle. They're slowly just creeping down into the low. Let's put up my end of day consolidation. I need some kind of rectangle down here. Low. This is the high. I think it's weird that they didn't take out this level. There's a little, they've left space there. This is going to give me a smaller rectangle that doesn't even really matter down low, just to kind of work with. Okay, is that the first mouse? I don't know. I do know for a fact we've had 2 pushes out of the opening range, maybe looking for a third. I do know that that looks like it could be a break-in structure to the upside. Do I have all the information that I need? from the high. We got let's see, 150s down there. And we're at the previous week's low. Is that the previous month? Okay, so we're at the low of the month. That's good. If we wanted to be anywhere in the chart on a Friday, it would be at the very extreme. Okay, I can roll with that. I'm going to put this into squeeze or pump and dump because that's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing maybe a 3-day sort of squeeze pattern. Dump, break structure day, trade back down into the low of the week. That could even be dump day, break structure day, and also the trading down into the low day. So it's taking multiple days to form. We'll see. Focus on pairs that move in your session and wait for the setup. Yep, exactly. Can I get a birthday shout out from Atlanta? I'm going to butcher your name, and I do apologize, but Elver, happy birthday. I hope you stay safe today. And I hope you did something you enjoy. Hopefully you didn't just work the entire day away. How do I determine if the signal day or template setup is not for Asia or London? I can't trade the U.S. Matt, so here's the thing. Setup is the setup, and that used to frustrate me to no end. My eyes would turn red because I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does setup is the setup mean? It means that it can occur in every session, which means that you need to apply certain criteria to whatever trade that you're looking for. For example, if I want 3 pushes down, a break-in structure, 3 pushes down, and then on the 1-minute chart, a break-in structure to the upside, 3 pushes back down, X, Y, and Z. All I need is that to happen in my session. It doesn't matter what session it happens in, as long as it happens in my session. If I have 3 pushes down, the setup is there. You know? And like A-Dub said, focusing on pairs that move in your session. And for example, I use gold, oil, NASDAQ every single day in the New York session because, you guessed it, they tend to move in the New York session. They move in other sessions as well, but the consistency in which they move and there's a setup in the New York session is much higher, I kind of believe, I suppose. So I tend to stray away from currency pairs because I know that one of those 3 tends to move in the New York session. Why would I focus on anything else? Anyway, let's go look at the NASDAQ. I know that you all wanted it. Wow. Holy cow. Yeah, this one got the signature holy cow stamp on it. This sucker moved. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. 600 pips in one day. Are you kidding me? Insane. Phil with the holy cow. Yeah. If I could put a picture of a cow up right now, we would see what just the definition is right here. 3 levels of drop. I knew. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Now, what are some things that could have maybe gave us an indication that this was going to happen today? My thumbnail was not, it's not clickbait, all right? I don't ever use clickbait. That's not me. I try not to anyway. Things that can give you leading indicators, leading signals. It's not MACD, and it's not your RSI. Your best leading indicator that you'll ever use in trading is going to be the price. Opening range, push 1, push 2, push 3. There's your leading indicator right there. Where are we in the chart? Previous week's high, failed breakout. Awesome. You know, that's really all you needed. Volume stuck above that second push. Third push is the trap. We talk about trap volume in that recent video of mine. How in pump and dumps, and I also have a pump and dump video out there. It exists. It's on this earth somewhere. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I call this the relevant high, and I made that up, if I'm being completely honest. I don't want you all thinking that this is some term that I learned somewhere in a trading book from 30 years ago. No, I made this up, all right? I call it the relevant high because in a pump and dump, usually above that second push, when they go into that third push, that is the trap. This is the third push. They've gone up and they've consolidated. If they would have just kept going, well, then so be it. I probably counted the pushes wrong and I need to reevaluate. But that's not what happened. Second push, draw a line. They went above it. They went into consolidation, broke down below it, and there's the trade. So I call it the relevant high just because I needed a name for it so I could call it something. In a pump and dump, that's my relevant high because it's the second push, and then they went into consolidation, and then they went into that third push above it, consolidated. Where did the pump begin? Well, in the last leg, the third attempt to go up into the high, we've got, push 1, push 2, and then push 3. This is where the pump began. This is where I believed that price would come back to, and it did. And it actually has kept going, which is phenomenal. All right, so for tomorrow, though, what does that tell us for tomorrow? Well, we've already had 3 pushes out of the opening range. Obviously, it's collapsed. You want price to go back typically to either the high of the opening range, the 50%, or the other side of the range. So does it have potential to maybe go down to the other side of the range? Yeah, absolutely. Will that happen? I have no idea. Because, going to the other side of the range is not really a trade setup that I'm looking for. To be honest, I don't really know. This is a pretty sizable dump down. This could just be a stop hunt, though. Stop hunt against all these people that have it right. So I don't really know. I also talked about those 3 levels of rise outside of the opening range for the year. So is this the move to start going down? I kind of think so. But that's technical analysis. That's not based off of setups. That's me saying, oh, I think it could go down tomorrow. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. All right, so what I'm going to do for this pair is I am simply going to mark off my end of day consolidation. Where is Monday? There's Monday. There's the low of Monday. And I think that this is probably where the pump began for the entire week. There's space to fall through back down to the previous week's low if we're really going to get ambitious this week and stop some people out. Which means that there's space to fall from where price is at right now down to that level, which means that there is at least 200 pips of drop left to go, if that were to happen. I think that's probably what I'm going to stick with. Not to say that that is the right choice, because we're at the previous month's low. Maybe it's not ready to go yet. All right. I'm not really 100% sure. I think I'm going to put this into pump and dump, and I'm just going to leave it like this because I don't see a signal day necessarily. Yes, I suppose that you could call this first red day, but we've closed at the extreme. We've closed more than 100% of the pump day. I'm not willing to do that. We're at the previous month's low of the month. I'm not willing to say that this is a first red day. I don't want to confine myself to taking a short. S&P, very similar. Very, very similar. 3 pushes up, consolidation above that level, broke down. I think this was actually a better setup because there was a high, a low, higher high, break in structure, pumped back up. You can see the little channel right here, and then the capitulation. I think by criteria standards, yep, I'm going to stand by that. By criteria standards, S&P was the better trade. I'm going to put that in there as well. I was watching US 30 today because, again, double inside day. They have really created a bit of a, wow. Okay. So they've hit both sides of the range today. They've got people going long off the breakout of the double inside day. Beautifully done. And I had drawn this here because I thought that there was money sitting under there, like they would come back for it. Not to say that I can predict the future. That's not what I'm saying. But I felt that the way that they had this consolidation set up and that they made this higher low right here and then they were up here and it looks like maybe they were going for the double inside day. I actually thought that this wick right here was enough. I thought maybe they were to come back down for the money. But it looks like they ran it up through the high of the inside bar, or the double inside bar, and now they've came back down and got the money down here. So I don't have anything really to put as far as where the money is at because they've kind of already got it. We were at the previous week's low. In the middle of the range for previous month. I think this is another one where I just need to leave what my annotations up there that I had. I'm going to mark off my end of day consolidation and then come back to the screen tomorrow and I'll be able to see, you know, where is the money stuck. We've just been in this trading range all week long. Is this breakout pullback continuation or is this breakout and fail, go back up? Looking at how they've came out of consolidation, always very interesting. Push down 1, consolidation. Push down 2, consolidation. Push down 3, now we're in consolidation. So the way that they have came through the previous week's low is always very interesting to look at and kind of gauge. Hey, are they going to do 3 pushes out of that range, go into consolidation, and then reverse? I don't know. But I'm going to annotate it so I can develop a better thesis coming into tomorrow. That's all I can do. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, 115 in the stream, 85 currently viewing. First push out of the opening range, yeah. Day 0, no. They didn't pull back inside. Do you count? Yes. In a strong move, 25 pips, especially on indexes, gold, oil. 25 pips in a strong move down, a pullback before low-hanging fruit continuation. Looks good. Average sometimes 25 to 50. Depending on how it's setting up, if it's coming off the low of the day, for example, if it's a larger low-hanging fruit setup where they've came off the low of the day, they might do 3 levels of rise, 75 pips, go into consolidation, and then continue. Let's see, Lou, can you show entry on 1 minute for today on NASDAQ? Yes. Okay, it looks like low or high, really. Okay, so broke down after London, made a low. Basically, that high is still intact. Trading in a box. Broke down, made a lower low again. Start making higher highs and higher lows. I really don't like when I see this pattern. It actually really frustrates me. This is a accumulation pattern. This is a classic charting pattern. I can't remember what it's called, to be honest. I think it's the megaphone, or it's not called megaphone. That's not a classical charting. It's like an expanding wedge or something like that. But if I'm gauging this and I'm looking, got a high, low, looks like a higher high right there. And then it broke down. So the way that if I was going to use my criteria to enter, I would have had to wait until all the way down here. This is after 9:30. Push 1, push 2. Ending third push, ending in a 1, 2, 3. Up, down, up, engulf. Now we have a M engulfment. That's the entry right there. Every single time, at least it should be. Using a 1 or 2 bar stop, and then you can use whatever you'd like to gauge and figure out. Oh, hey now, skip those ads. Yeah, right. Yeah, broadening, spanning, or broadening wedge, exactly. That's it. Based off my criteria, I would have had to wait till I got all the way down here to find that entry. And to be honest, looking at it in hindsight, well, it really went the distance. Even if I would have just taken it back down to here, I think it's probably still, yeah. And then, I mean, my goodness. Right? Absolutely nuts. Thumbs up, Fuber, I appreciate it. 5-star NASDAQ. Yes, absolutely. 3 levels of rise out of the opening range. The way that it was set up, it's an all-in day. All-in day. And like I said, SPX I think was a better setup because the fact that the 15-minute chart, high, low, higher high, lower low, breaking structure, and then you can kind of see that there's probably a bit of a channel on a lower time frame that I can't see on the higher time frame, but if I were to drop down, it'll probably show up a bit better. And then this is the pump and dump. They dumped it down, made a lower low, and then it pumped up. Look at the candles. The first thing that came to my mind, look at the candles. Big candle, small candles. Big candle, small candles. Bigger candles, smaller candles. Ending in a 1, 2, 3, engulf. Down, up, down. M. Entry. 1 or 2 candles. Profits. However you choose to do it. Searching for previous levels, looking left, range expansion, however you decide to do it. Could have done it like that and been fine. Oh, I can't see what you said because this little heart thing is so annoying that it's sitting there. I can't see. Does the 12 candle rule play a role in your execution? Absolutely. Absolutely. The 12 candle rule is everything. That's the whole base of everything is the timing. I have to be in the 12 candle window for one. And two, the highs and the lows of this current 3-hour window and the highs and the low of the current or the previous 3-hour window are very important. All right. I've been talking for 1 hour. Ladies and gentlemen, does anybody have any questions as of right now? I've made it through all these setups. I've talked a little bit. I know that the thumbnail and the title is talking about traps, how to avoid them. The trap that I'm referring to in that thumbnail and that title is don't get caught on that third level. If you've noticed that they've pushed up twice, why would you go long into the third level when you know that the third level will turn into a trap? That's all I was trying to get at with the thumbnail. All right. Could you take a trade and catch some pips into the third level? Sure. Maybe. But if you know that you're going into the last leg of the move, why even risk it? Why is it even worth it? Why not wait and be patient for the real setup, the reversal out of level 3? I think that's far better and a different mindset. You know that they're going to go up into level 3, so you know that there will be movement, but that doesn't necessarily constitute a trade setup, right? Okay, I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I really do hope that this has helped somebody. If it has and you have not clicked it already, if you're new here and you have not clicked it already, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate all of the interaction. This has been a fantastic stream. I've really enjoyed it. You all are great. I will see you all tomorrow trading in Discord. I do these streams every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, give or take a couple minutes depending on my appointments and stuff that I have. If you do want to schedule times with me, I don't usually try and sell things ever, really, but a lot of people have been asking. If you do want to schedule things with me, just go to Discord. All information's over there. Take a look at the schedule. Contact me directly. Make sure it's me. Make sure it's me that you're contacting. All right, there's a lot of scamming people out there. You all have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Bye-bye.